Okay, we can start now. I'd like everyone to be mute because otherwise the audio in this technology is not good. Please mute yourself and only if needed you unmute. And one person, maximum two, should be on mute, no more. Thank you so much. Now it's much better. So the today agenda, even only 3 items you see in the is very ambitious. So let's see how fast we can go, but at the same time to be useful for more of you. The first item in the agenda is Bluemix. This is the cloud environment we are going to work over the next few weeks, mostly until the end of the class. We're starting actually this week exploring some application in this platform. Before going to this, I just want to say a few words and give the word to Professor John Walk in order to give you more detail about we're going to use Bluemix. Bluemix was selected is a platform as a service. They're very similar cloud platform all around, like Amazon Cloud, Azure from Microsoft, Google Cloud, and other which we as academic can also use. There are slight differences between the different platforms, and from a point of view of analytics, Bluemix is, let's say, the most convenient. Why? Because what is provided in this platform is a service already built for you. So on top of this, you can use these services, this application to do analytics. While the other cloud, they are mostly platform as an infrastructure. In order to do analytics, you have to do some developer work before doing analytics. So from practical point of view, for data analytic program, the most adequate for us is set the development time and use all the time mostly for analytics. So, are you ready to give you the presentation and you share your screen and you explain about Bluemix, or you want me to start and then you tell me? Oh.
No, I was using my speaker, so it's time for me to connect my mic. So I don't know. So I started.
Okay, let me share. I will start and then give you a word. Yes, let me share the Bluemix screen. And I'm in the catalog part of the Bluemix. Before starting this, I want to make two important points, and I will repeat probably them several times because they are so important. I want no one in this class miss this. So if you still have not requested the code for the free access, using my screen, it shows 133 day. This has nothing to do with what is going to show in your account. So you open the free account, 30 day free, a request from Elena the key, which is going to provide you access until the end of July. You apply this key, following the instructions which are in the classroom, and you get this number raised until something 170, 160, I don't know exactly. These are the days in which you have, as academic partner, free access to the resources here. We do simultaneously to 10 services and 5 bytes. These are the limitations. So, in order to manage your account, in order to have 10 services simultaneously. This is too much. So I suggest you start working wisely, and as you finish something, you close this application, this service, and open new one, and you won't have problem. For instance, this week we start with I have opened what is the catalog, and I'm in this part. You can scroll up, down, and you will see that unfortunately, few in this class, I'm not sure you already have the account of Watson Analytics. Why I think this? Because few, I think these 6 or 7 students in this class who have still not requested the key. That is telling me you are falling behind. And I urge everyone start working in Lumix because this is going to be until the end of the class. Second important point. That if you are tempted for whatever pop-up, whatever, to enter credit card, do not enter any credit card. This totally defeats the purpose. If you enter credit card, you are not under the protection of academic user. What is going to happen with your account? We are responsible. So please follow all instructions we are giving you strictly. In order to use the account created with the key we are providing, do not provide any credit card. And you'll be able to do we are asking you to do in the class. So these are the 2 important points. All things which are we are going to use every time you are asked to do something in this class. This week, for instance, you have to explore the different application here provided different services in Watson. Now we are going to go more deep and explore and do something more complicated because this is just introduction to the cloud environment and to some of the services available there. Simultaneously, you're doing other assignment, which is text analytics, using your knowledge in and using our library. So we are going to be in this subject, text analytics, for several weeks, and going to go more in deep in the different services provided in Watson. Here I'm going to show something, and I would like Professor Wondruk to, let's see where it was. I think it's here. No, it's not in the status. Sorry. It's not. I have to close this. Do share your screen, or you want me to show what you're going to talk?
Oh, so okay. I just talked to you. Share my screen.
I share your screen. I was just going to the usage. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Mm-hmm. And you're going to your screen now. You can make different explanations.
So let me just.
It takes around 2 minutes and a half. It depends on the communication to get. Okay. It's coming.
Can you see screen?
Yes, click.
Okay, good. You know, thanks, Anna. I mostly relate to this stuff. You know, as the Professor Anna told guys, Bluemix is a really great tool because it provides many services for computing. I mean, Azure cloud computing. Actually, you know, IBM has been popular for providing any service. IBM has been popular for many great and machine learning services. One of them is Watson Analytics that actually beat the quiz that becomes a champion for quiz competition and also chess competition. If you learn Watson, that should be amazing. Besides, you're gonna see. You're gonna learn how to use Hadoop and what the big data and how you use the Spark using the big data. We'll go over this again around this week 7. But if you use Bluemix as a Hadoop platform, then you can use Spark as a processor to process a large scale data set. So, for example, in catalog, if you select catalog, you can services. Find the Spark, like is in data. Yeah, yes, Spark space. We want to give you the information how to start Spark service that process data. You also need to store data set at storage, the object storage that is reside at separate location from the Spark service. So once it is Spark service with the object storage that contains your large scale data set, then you can find your service. For example, I have a New York vehicle accident service. You open it, actually see the Spark code. That is to find out insight from data set from New York. Okay? But this is the course not to learn how to Spark code. So this is just one sample example how to run Spark on platform to find out insight and also to predict the future data set or future insight. So we're gonna cover from week 7. Very exciting.
Much, Jungwook. I think we should not go more in deep in Spark right now, because this is going to be later in the course. I would say more organizationally, from point of view, if you have something more about Bluemix as a cloud service and the way we are going to use, but I would suggest Spark to leave it for later when the time comes.
Sure. Thank you. Then can you take over my over some part of the Bluemix?
Could you repeat?
Do you go over some services in Bluemix?
I would say we can take some question regarding Bluemix if students have, and we are moving to the next point for the today agenda, because I think we have too much time for.
Sure.
In the classroom, we have so many links. They can have. They can go to community here. They can in the community click in any link and find information, whatever they are looking for. There is answer to any question they may have, but start with what is posted in the classroom. Start with to walk through how to find the services, how to run the service. And actually, let me share my screen for a minute, because I don't do anything in yours.
Let me mute my mic.
No needed. Two person.
Okay.
We can have 2 person, no more than 2.
Okay.
Okay. So Google Chrome. so I'm in what is not needed. I'm going to the catalog. And actually, anything run very similar in Bloomix. You, for instance, to whatever service you want to explore like this, you view the documentation, and when you go to the documentation, you will find a demo, you will find answer to many questions, how to use it, and what data to use. So most of the sets work this way. Most of them, let's put it this way. This is very, let's say, common. These of them, for instance, later on, these are for Bluemix, Watson. I want to point here not to get confused. This application of Watson, this, let's say, the Watson cognitive computer and the services related with the cognitive computer. Watson Analytic, which we are talking about for the group project, is another cloud platform, and we are going to talk about this later on today. So don't confuse. They have some common stuff, which I'm going to go over in the second part of the today meeting, which is some overview on text analytic and cognitive computing, and then you will see the link between both of them. And we are going to use them for different purposes. Just again, to make your life easy and not get scared that this is difficult because it's the cloud. Just advantage, in the same class, you are going to learn how to use cloud platform if you haven't had this opportunity up to now. In addition, in this cloud platform, you will have the software needed to do you. For instance, exactly by the same way, when we go to analytics for Apache Hadoop to do analytics around week 5, and you are going to proceed exactly the same way. And you're going to get all the resources related with this service. The good thing is everything is very standardized, so as soon as you get started and know how to do one thing, you will get used to a Bluemix, and it's going to be just, let's say, first thing our job. Is more easy. Well, moreover, the software we are going to use in this class, within this platform in Bluemix, is possible to install in your personal computer. See, so this is another advantage. The thing you can do related with big data as a developer, if you skill, you can get the free deployment, and you can set up a cluster of two nodes in your Hadoop in your computer. But this is not the purpose of data analyst. The data analyst must have the resources to do analytics with the available data. So I'm just trying not to do sales pitch. I'm just trying to explain as much as possible, so you don't feel that you are thrown in the universe and you don't know how to walk around, because there is no track. It's not so difficult, but of course, in order to overcome the beginning, there is a learning step. You have to dedicate time. So now we're ready to get some questions regarding Bluemix, and then we are moving to the next, let's do the next point in the agenda today. And unmute yourself, or the other option is you can put your question in the chat, whatever you prefer. I don't have any question now.
Raise your hand.
Who?
I was trying to enter the access code, and I need to enter that into, correct?
No, you're not entering into Watson. You enter it in Bluemix. What you do is you click on that in the upper right.
Okay.
You click the link, it says enter credit card, but you don't enter the credit card. Right underneath, you put your code.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Talking muted, I'm sorry. Talking, muted, sorry. Point is, the key you are getting from Elena is for Bluemix, is not for Watson Analytic. For Watson Analytic, you just click in the link in the email, you get the invitation, and you are there. And later on today, we are going to talk about this. A code is for Bluemix, then I show it with an application, with Spark, with Analytic for Hadoop, with thousands of different services. And enter credit card. Any other question? I see Laura hand is up. Bonita?
Yes. Can you hear?
Yes.
We're still in Bluemix now. Is it possible for you to walk through one of the apps, specifically visual recognition? You can do right now.
Let me share my screen. They are working. Let me share the other screen. Just a second. My screen. Oh. No. Okay. Do you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. So what? I was just clicking on. Let's see, Watson. We're going to service. And one visual recognition, right? Here we go. And the first thing to do here is you view and review all documents. This is part of the job you have to do. And here is explained how it works. You can do the documentation on view the demo. That is my suggestion to start with. So this is, they are different images. With new computer, in this computer I don't have any image to upload, so I will have to upload whatever. Here I choose this one, and that's very one thing. You see the symbol here, and I'm going to get the answer. Here, that is a classifier for a feature. And is classified, data is classified under several 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different classes. It's some confidence level, which is the higher one is 66, which is red course. So I like to tell you that one is trained to some with some information, but you put from your computer, if you upload, I don't have any image here to upload, sorry, I can give it this to Elena. Do you have images in your computer? I don't have any image, but that's not important. The point is the following. This is the following. If you upload something for which Watson is not trained, you are not going to get confidence score. That is the point. So let's see how good it is. So the result about this image, you see the confidence level with which they are classified. This is actually what you are going to get. Did I answer your question? Can you continue with this information, exploring in your own?
Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Just of what tonight, just what.
Hmm?
Just explore the documentation here, and the documentation is telling you step by step what to do. Get started developing an application. Let me tell you, we're not asking you to develop application. Maybe this is your confusion.
Okay.
In order to develop an application, you will need some JavaScript, Java skills, which we don't expect students in the data analytic program to have. If you have them, this is a plus. You have access. You can do, but it's not required for the assignment. You do not have to write, and you do not have to develop an application. You just ask it to explore and to comment in what useful you see, and also if you think you can, if you are able to develop an application, what you will do, and just try to be, let's say, analytical and give your thoughts what you see in this and how you would use it as an analyst. Because you can do many stuff here without writing code. That is the other point. And for this assignment this week, which is even in the discussion, it's not an individual assignment, you just have to explore. You do not have to write an application, and I guess this was your concern, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is clear now, and we can continue going on. More? If you suggest everyone works intensively this week, we have question and answer place in the classroom, and you can get faster answer either from the from me. They are two instructor. Also, some of you are very active and can provide answer even before the instructor that you are getting there. If needed, if difficulty arise, we will set up another WebEx. So we should move on with the next point in the agenda. More question regarding. Yeah, but the question is clear. I don't have to do the job. They asked it to do this. The question was, we were not explicit that there is no need to develop an application. We do not expect that you develop. Just explore and tell us what you see and what you feel about this service. And related with Bluemix. At this point, only Watson service we are exploring this week. Now, next week, we are going to go a little more in deep, and more in deep following week, and so on. We are going to add services. We are starting with the easier one. Okay? Any other question? With Bloom. So, I prepared here a summary. In several classes, in data mining class, in predictive narrative class, you already have several things about text analytics. I just want to do a quick overview and to make the transition from natural language processing, the challenges of natural language processing, which we are going to focus this and the following week, relation with what is very actual today, cognitive computing, and not just big data, but smart data and cognitive computing. So the purpose of this, let's make it a little big. Okay. The purpose of this second point is to overview, make the thing you already know. I have to make it smaller. So do you the whole picture now? Because it's not the same. Is the picture there? Oh, perfect. just want to remind you that I picture very representative for what we are thinking, because every time we start talking in different classes, in data mining class, in different auditorium about text mining, everyone has something in mind. Why? Because this is actually very extensive topic, and in the realm of this class, like in many other presentations, we are going to refer to text mining and text analytics about the same. Of course, there are people that can argue this is not the same and draw the fine line. This is not the purpose of this. We are going to understand, we refer to the text analytics and text mining about the same. The challenge is different. The challenge is that when we talk about text mining and analytics, we understand this in different realms because different, let's say, area of knowledge are involved in this topic. When we talk about, let's say, when we talk about information extraction, this is part of the text mining which overlap with what is artificial intelligence and machine learning and statistics in order to obtain information extraction. I'm talking about this part of the graphic. We talk about text classification, which is most of the thing which you did in the data mining class. We are talking about the classification algorithm used to it in your data mining class for classifying text or for clustering text. So this is different area of application of text analysis. Only White used it, let's say, and from long ago, area of text mining is information retrieval, which is related with library and information science in order to retrieve information. Here is usually you do key search and you obtain, retrieve information. This strongly related also overlap with the data sources from databases and the sciences, the information sciences. Close to this text mining is what is web mining, but it has some very particular issues related with text mining, because web mining is strictly related with the way HTML is deployed in the web pages, in the way we can extract text from in order to analyze. There is another concept. This you hear, natural language processing and concept extraction. They overlap text mining with computational linguistics and provide us with some useful application in many areas in our, let's say, in businesses, in healthcare, and we are going to talk about this area a lot in the next few weeks. So, I want to point that one of the main challenges in text mining is that we are talking about of all data, because text, whatever way you put it, is in the sense of information we understand as a structure, which is a structure as a table, column, row, and so on and on. That means in order to extract knowledge for text, we saw how to process, and of the processing we get from unstructured to semi-structured textual data and even to structured data. It depends what we do, because as you see from this graphic, the area and the different direction in which we do text mining has different purposes, different challenges, and we can even go from unstructured to process the input textual data to structure data in order to get insight for the data. Other important stuff which I want to show here, I can stay in this graphic for a long time, but this is not the purpose of. With this graphic, I want to point your attention so you understand the complexity of the topic we are going to cover over the span of this and the following 2 weeks. That is our topic. We not have summarized in this slide different text mining practices in different areas in order just to point how important is text mining in area related to biomedical, business, security, because any insurance claim, any medical record, we can think about unstructured text data. I think everyone understands the importance and why we are focusing so much in this class, almost from the same beginning, to this type of data. Here I have summarized most of the things which you already are familiar to some degree with different text mining terminology. And with the information posted in the class, you can get the answer about this main terminology. You actually have used some of them in your first graded assignment. You are using for this second assignment, for which you are due 7 text analytic using R, and you have to be aware of all these relevant mining terminology. I'm not going to spend time to explain what is all of this because you have posted. I have posted several documents in the classroom. If some of you feel that miss some point, please contact me and I will provide more information if needed. Which is simple in text analytics. Actually, the one you are using now in the assignment in R you have is mostly in the direction of backend using removing stop word, engrams, stemming, word frequency, and word cloud. Very important text analytic, let's say, procedure. That's why we are practicing them in assignment number 2. To make the transition to the challenging part in all this big picture, in the graphic we were looking related with natural language processing. Why is the challenge there? The challenge is there because everything needs to be in the context. We have to use different complex techniques of semantic, syntactical analysis, and inferences. The language is complex because I have some of the more challenging, let's say, a point of the natural language. We are synonym, syntactic ambiguity, word level ambiguity, and so on and on and on. I just selected a few of them. And the most important, that not in context as a human will analyze the text, but the text can't even be a given document, because when we try to understand the context in the text, thinking about previous knowledge, about previous documents, about previous things we learned before. The context is not just in the document we are reading, we are analyzing. It goes above and beyond that. And these are, let's say, the summary of the main challenges I like very much this very simplistic way to present the challenges, not with, let's say, with concept, but example. If you read this, so that's why I copied this from one IBM presentation, this slide, because this is just an example of all the concept challenges we're talking about. They are telling us that in order to extract useful information from a text, we need to go in context our BO of the document. Example below. If you have structured data, you can extract that Welsh was General Electric. But if you have to analyze this unstructured expression, you understand that you need to use some more advanced techniques. Some of them rely, for instance, in-base natural language processing, statistical, and most of them are hybrid techniques. So I'm going a little fast here because I want to spend time in the most challenging.
Not getting any audio.
Audio? Not all?
Alina.
Was missing for some time?
Oh, she may have hit the, what's it called?
The mute is not to talk. You hear. Everyone is hearing me?
I muted her speaker or something.
Speaker, okay. But that is there, right? So I'm not going to spend time talking about the importance in different areas. And of course, they are different vendors providing very good product in natural language processing. And you can go and research as much as you want. Most of the products, let's say, are not free. The most powerful natural language processing, they are not free. But in many of them, as academics, you can subscribe and you can at least explore the future and get some handle. I want to make the transition because this is the transition we're going to do in the class. This week we are talking about the challenges of natural language processing, and we're trying to do the transition to what is Watson, which is cognitive computer, and how it works. And let's say we are not going to go in deep how the internal organization of Watson is. We're going to try to understand as much in order to what's useful we can get from Watson. But in order to understand this, we must have some very, let's say, basic knowledge. How is possible that we can get something useful from Watson? And the most important thing is here in the bottom, which is adapt and learn. So Watson was possible to construct because of big data. It searches thousands, huge amount of information of dictionary with facts. So the way Watson works, searches facts. In order to search facts, you must have documentation loaded in the computer. The searching the information, generating hypotheses, and look for evidences to confirm the certainty of these hypotheses. That means the search of any evidence implies then analyze analyzing evidence and producing statistically confidence level how, let's say, these evidences are close to the hypothesis, and at the end of the day, see which hypothesis confirms with higher level of with higher level of confidence. So we have three main components, and the base is natural language processing, advanced machine learning algorithm, and search. So that way, the system can be trained. It can have a lot of information, but system learn from interactively. Every time can provide better answer. So while you are exploring this week in Watson, the few services I requested in the discussion is exactly this. You explore and you see the result you are going to see is the level to which Watson was trained. In order to get better confidence, or in the field, you have to train Watson. In order to train Watson, you will have to develop application which is beyond the need of this class. So we live with what is there and where Watson was trained. So I want to point here because I see very, let's say, I'm impressed with the deep of your posting in the class discussion, and I see many of your comments are related with sentimental analysis, and that the simplistic analysis, let's say, confidence for what we are using. I want to make the transition to this graphic. This graphic is part of the Watson is trained, and try to get keyword evidence, you end up with not acceptable conclusion. This is just an example presented here. I think in one of the links provided in the classroom, you can see even with audio explaining this or in more detail. I'm just going to summarize how you just go with keyword evidence, you can get answer. With the example, which is the question to the left, which that in May 1898, Portugal celebrated the 400th anniversary of this explorer. So the question is looking for an explorer, and of this explorer's arrival in India. And then the looking for keyword is doing the search, which is the first part of Watson, and the search for single keyword gives several hits, which is celebrated in May and anniversary. And you have another hits which are Portugal. In India, you have another hit which is India. Then the explorer extra is Gary. It has nothing to do to be in 1898. Has no relation with this celebration. And this is because we are not, the thesis is not going to deep question and answer and looking for any evidences, search evidences in different, let's say, databases, different knowledge bases. They can be knowledge bases about celebrity, knowledge bases geographically, knowledge bases historical knowledge base. So what Watson does, so is in all these different, let's say, knowledge bases, and with obtained evidences, construct confidence level with to confirm the hypothesis. So this same were to something different. Analysis goes in different knowledge bases, and instead to look for a simple keyword, one actually does seen is what is named the analysis, looking simultaneously for evidence in different knowledge bases. For instance, for the 400th anniversary, the same question, the supporting evidences when Watson looked to different knowledge bases matches, he finds that 12 of May 1497, the year to match the anniversary of 400 years. Well, then is 27 of 1498. And for arrival, different knowledge base, and the arrival can be seen with landed in. So let's say the confidence level is that arrival and landed in is the same, and the confidence level of landed in was the higher one. Looking to other knowledge bases with geographical knowledge base, it ended up that beach is in India, and then Valderrama is landed in May 27 is 1497. As you can see, the answer is totally different than the one performed before. Let's say the knowledge base was the same. The way to search for evidences in this representation is totally different. So I'm not going to spend more time. I have posted a lot of resources. I think this was just to wake up your curiosity and start researching more. And, following up, we are going to follow with more discussion related this and following week. Just concluding this, the key point of Watson are the natural language processing, which is our main interest right now, and is hypothesis generation and evidence-based learning. This last part permits that the system can learn constantly and give better and better answers. This is the question and answer. So, any question here? This introduction to wake up your curiosity. I don't expect question here. We will be able to post it for review, Erica. Yes. Well, I guess, yes, I'm recording and the PowerPoint presentation will be posted. But in the class, you have much better link because my explanation was very, let's say, brief. You have much better IBM explanation posted in the classroom, and I would suggest using them also. Why I have the feeling that some of you are not looking in the course content of the class, just exploring discussions. Let me tell you, and I will have later to go to the class and share my screen and to show you how much information we have in the classroom in course content. So I'm urging everyone, because I do have statistics and I do know that some of you never click it in the course content. And tell you, it's not going to be possible you make it in this class if you don't review the information in course content. In course content is more than, let's say, you can do, but try to do as much as possible as you can. Other question? Erika, I hope I answered your question, right? Yes. Okay. Questions? Not more questions. We are moving to the next point, which is what. Read the whole question. View how the confidence level is calculated between two texts. View it now. This is quite complicated. I don't think I am capable to do this myself. I have to choose exactly. This is the internal deployment of Watson Analytics. I can share something regarding this, but there is not simple formula calculating the confidence level. Let's see if I have this to share here. Let's see if my, let's see, file. It's not you are using in data mining class. And you better the confidence level is calculated. It's all this complex mechanism. Okay. This question, I guess, is not exactly the same, but this is also explained in other. So this is not simple statistical formula. This is combination of machine learning, different machine learning algorithms, including neural network, and some statistical algorithm biases all together, and that's why it's named InDeep. Let me tell you that this is proprietary information. I can speculate as a scholar and explain you my example, but not exactly the IBM example. Okay, because there is in deep infrastructure, in deep architecture, in deep analysis, behind the scene, and this is totally proprietary information. We just do in class, if you wish, a simple example how to calculate confidence for portion of this portion of this example, and I can prepare and post in class if you are interested. Okay. Any other? Next point is regarding Watson Analytics with another lady, in which two of you still have not accepted the invitation as part of the assignment in this class. I know what you are waiting. You have to find the email, click on the link, and get access to the class. Still missing in this class. You receive email reminding you after we finish this meeting today. With no more, I'm going to give the presentation right to Elena. Elena, are you ready? Elena?
Yes, I'm ready. Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
And another reason is because I was setting up the group folders, so if you have not set up, you're not going to get access to any group, because I created 7 folders, and if I cannot add you, that's it. Okay, so now I have to do share, right? Where is that?
Yeah.
Share my screen. Okay, it takes some time to load. Oh, it's today. Good. So that's what I've been doing here. I set up 7 folders in a shared area, and for you guys, I want you to save your work only in your folder, because You're not going to be able to save the work not in your folder, but make sure that you're not saving it in the shared area, only in your folder. You're going to have the permission to your folder, which allows you adding files and modifying files and deleting files. But it's not going to allow you to grant control to classmates, perhaps. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I did a little bit of research on how the best approach to set up permissions. That's what I'll do. You're going to have a data set that you're going to select to work with, and I'm going to upload a copy of the data set in your folder. But important, on the data cell itself, I'm going to set the read-only permission. Because in case if you mess up, if I don't want you to mess something up, there's the original file in error. So when you're working on it, what you're going to do is you're going to open it and do it under a different name. Okay? You're going to have a regional copy on which you're going to have read-only. Because that's a good practice. The original copy goes read-only, but anything that you create, exploration, prediction, it's going to be set only to your group. Right? I'm going to give you the handout. I started working on it. It's a handout on setting permissions. There's things that I wanted guys to show you. I think it's important to make sure that you're not so to speak. So here it is. This is a shared area. You're going to have something in the shared area in the folder for your team. So what I'm doing here, I set permissions. By default, okay, it's not in your handout yet, but I have removed it. But by default, it's behavior. Okay. By default, the element that you put in the shared area inherits. It inherits the permission of the shared area. Everything in your folder is going to inherit permission of your folder. But here is the problem. I go here, I set permissions, and I'm going to go here, I'm going to hit clear all. It's going to happen as access. It just has access, and if I'm going to say OK, that's it. I'm not going to have access anymore. So make sure that you don't do this. For some reason, this version let me do this. The earlier version did not let me. Okay, but if you by accident, if you do this, right? If I do this by accident and hit OK, I won't be able to give myself back the full control. But what I'll have to do is I'll have to open this. Cancel, don't save. But what I have to do is I'll have to open it and save it under different name. So suppose I lost my access to this one, right? Suppose that I lost my full access. So what I have to do is you just open it, and you need to open it and save under different name. Yeah, this you just save it in a different name. And that's gonna put a file in your personal folder. Just keep in mind you've got personal and you've got shared, right? You're going to save all work. You're going to save all work in your group, right? How you do that? So, for instance, I have something in my personal folder. This is what you're gonna do. You create something, and it's going to be in a personal folder, right? So suppose that this is a file that Team 1 did. So you create this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click here. You click move. And you're gonna move to share. Then I see it, but you're not gonna see it because you're not gonna have access, right? You're only gonna see Team 1. You're only going to see Team 1, and I'm still working on that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna select your group and you're gonna hit move. Alright? Okay. And that's what it does. It's gonna inherit the permissions that I set up Team 1 already. So going to inherit the permissions that is on your folder. You're gonna have a view and edit. Right? And I just hit OK. It's gonna be in your group. But, well, actually there is a little problem because in order to share the prediction with your team member, you have to share the data set. I did not put the data set in your group yet, but I was just showing you the idea. So you're gonna go in here, that's group 1. It's gonna be in your folder, okay? And group 1, visible only to your group. Okay? You now have set permissions because I'm taking it away. You only to have the view, and that's what you need to do the work. Everything that's located in your personal, you're gonna have the full permission. But sure that you're not doing any mistake, okay? Because if it happens, then you would need to contact me, and I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna add it back. Now, I'm gonna do for this specific assignment, you're gonna be using a data file from the CSV, and you need to let me know your choice. But right now, I can show you. You can also. Do you have a question? Okay, somebody said something. I can upload data from Twitter. Actually, we will not be doing it in a group project, but I could. So here it is. We upload the file. You just drag and drop, right? Or you can do upload data. You can also upload the file from your PC. I'm going to do something different now. I'm going to do the tweet. And what to do is I'm going to have to specify some tweets. Just anything. I just put just so. I'm going to put where. Just anything, right? And notice that hashtag, the space, hashtag, word. Okay. Now I'm gonna select my language just to limit the search criteria. I'm gonna say English. What I'll do is here I'm going to set up the dates and to limit the search criteria. Otherwise, it's gonna take until tomorrow morning to run. So here and start time, I'm gonna do it today. Okay, so what I'll do is, I'm just load. Let's see. Right now, when I tried it first time, I made a mistake because I missed the space. So here it's a hashtag, keywords, hashtag, keyword. So right now it's transferring. What it's doing is it's reading data. And I already did here. Basically, you can do almost anything that you're doing with a regular data set. So this one is finished. This one is about fishing and hobby. So I can go ahead, I can click here, and notice that it's giving me suggested expression. The data just loaded, author name by author country, and on. And go ahead and just pick something. Operations here. By the author, I can drill down by the author country, and so on. See this? So this is a number of tweets per hour. Tweets per hour about fish. That's an interesting subject, huh? So what I'd also do is I could add the filters. I could filter by look at specific hour or look at specific country or I can pick. But here's the thing: you have more than one chart, more than one visualization in the workbook. Two types of filters. If I apply filter here at the data tray, it's going to apply to all visualizations in the workbook. So that's something to keep in mind. Anything undefined here will apply to all visualization in the workbook. Anything that apply right here will apply to this visualization. So that's something to keep in mind. What I could do is I could add a column. It would break down my data further. Or I can, in fact, Okay, for instance, here, right, this is going to be the global filter because it's going to affect all workbooks, but it does not matter in our case because one workbook. So here what I could do is I could perhaps say I can look at only this. See, yes, it's narrowing down. Yeah, but I can do this, right? So, and go clear. Yes. So basically I can select any of these fields and then use them to narrow down. And what is this? Those are the column names in the data set that it generated, right? Because it is the data set, and what I could also do is I could click here, I can change the column. I can do, and it's supposed to update this chart for me. So this is interactive. And what you could do is create a dashboard, and you create sort of like that's called a story, where you can control at what point of time each graphic appears. That's really interesting. What you do is suppose, okay, I'm going to undo. Okay, so this is my chart, and I like it a lot. I like it. I want it to be part of my presentation. What you need to do is see this button right here. You want it collect. Do is this selection. And it's much easier when I want to create a dashboard. I can just drag and drop to my collection from my collection. So if there's anything you like that you want to have on a dashboard later on, you just select it here. Because your dashboard, you can do visualization from scratch, or you can just reuse them. Right? This area too. I have not used it before, but I think you can do the conversation with the team did before, but this is some interesting. So you've got the documentation. There is a tutorial posted in the classroom step by step, and I put it the data set that I'm using. I strongly recommend you guys to work through it. And there's going to be another handout that I'm going to post. It's on creating folders and on setting permissions. So this is important. And the reason you create folder is to organize your work, because what you see here, it's a mess. And hold up. And we need to find something. It's kind of really hard. So I have to go in here and I have to type in the criteria. And to make your life easier, what you're gonna do is you create folder and you organize your items on topics, right? Most sign up for the accept account invitation. If account invitation is not accepted, your name might not show in the list here. Or I cannot give you the access to the folder where you need to be. Here I'm supposed to uncheck. This group is not done. So, it's okay, I'm gonna take care of it later. As you accept your invitation, you're gonna have permission to the folder, and the folder goes with the name of the group. So in the classroom area, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna look at the groups, and for instance, group 6, right, this 4 members, I'm gonna check who of these 4 members accepted, right? One of them did not accept, I cannot add to the group 6. I get those who did not accept. Those who did accept, I'm sorry. Okay? Let's see here. This is my personal folder. It's loaded this, right? So I'm going to click on this. Let's see if it let me open it. Oh, yeah. I can just click refine. And what my data looks like. Okay, this is this year, month, date. But I'm not sure if you've noticed what it does here. It automatically creates a hierarchy for me. So for instance, I can compute an average per month, perhaps number of average tweets per month, number of average tweets per year, something like that. It's very smart. It picked up this hierarchy here. you to speak, please?
Oh, I'm not.
Yep. Do you have a... No. Uh, here, basically, here I see those field names, and what you could also, guys, do is the quality score. Do you remember you saw the data quality score? That's an overall data quality score. But here, you can get an individual one for each column. You just don't get because it's just year months. Here is, yeah, get the data quality score for the individual columns. Right. Control which column you want to see, which column you don't want to see, which is nice. So suppose that this part, if this part was in a shared group, in a shared folder, what you can, two people cannot work on the same file at the same time. What you could do is you could just save a copy to your own folder. In this, you just do save as, right, and your name. And here, it's going to ask you where you want to save. And select personal, select personal, and I'm just gonna, or I'm gonna just retype, I'm just gonna put my name. Let me get rid of this. Refinement. Let's go and save. It's gonna create a copy. It's gonna create a copy in my personal folder. That guys would do that, right? Because two people cannot work on the same file at the same time. It's just not possible. It's not a multi-computer system. Whenever you finish changing the file that belongs to the shared area, you have to save it and close it. So that way, your classmate can work. And that was the issue we had last semester because two people tried to open the same file at the same time. Right. So, do you have questions? If anonymous, how many people have watched the tutorial or started looking at the tutorial that I posted or seen anything? I was. Yeah.
That I've looked at.
Oh, excellent, excellent, excellent. So just try to get familiar, just try to play around because a lot of it is just sitting down and exploring. And in fact, I just recently discovered that I made a mistake. Somehow I lost the roles. It's a matter of new functionalities that I was not aware of. And I discovered that if you're not careful, you might end up losing access to the set. But I figured out the solution. If you still have the read-only, you can always save it under a different name in your personal folder. But if you lost access completely, then if the full access, like you too. Or contact me and give me the name of the file. Look into it. You see shared and personal. You're not gonna see users because you're the administrator, so just ignore it for now. As a new, relatively new functionality, it's not in a walkthrough, but I'm going to give instructions on how to share, how to file in a folder, so on. Questions? I like questions. Any?
Quite early. They haven't started. That's my impression. That impression because there is so much in the classroom and that is slow and we have to break and start. I'm just going to share very just when I want to point something until waiting for more questions.
stop.
For a moment.
Oh, okay. No, go ahead, go ahead. No problem, go ahead. Oh.
Okay, I just want to show everything which we have in the classroom for this week. This is week 3. If you read all this, our discussion is going to be, here is too much, and when you go to whatever, to the simplest thing, and you start clicking, where I click to one of the posted, and you go on and on and on, you can find it's not physical time to overview all these things you are going to find. The point is the following. Please go course content and overview everything as much as possible. This is what I'm showing only week 1. Look here. You go, RStudio is full, Python resources, Hadoop resources. We're going to this in about 2 weeks. All these are links, all these are resources, and most of them are valuable resources. So you have to try to from the course content as much as you can, and in discussion, we're trying to learn together. That is the way we are going to, let's say, doing class. Elena?
You say that very interesting. That's a little background of how Watson started. I'm not sure if some of you may have seen the game on the TV show Jeopardy, and there were 2 contestants who kept on winning many times. So they had a game where those 2 people, they played with the Watson computer, and how computer won $1 million. And since then, it was just beginning of the analytics. Because it was using the text processing to answer the question to win the Jeopardy game. So if you might be interested, the link to the video and the link to an article is added in the classroom. It's just a little history, how Watson Analytics started, and it's an interesting background. Yeah. And actually, the Big Data University also offers a free course that it's about 2 hours course, and there are like 5 modules, I think, yeah. And watch the videos, and there is some lab work, and at the end of the course you take a test, you get 3 attempts. If you pass, you get a certificate of completion. So I passed it. There's one free course on R, and there is a free course on Watson that you guys complete, and you have 3 attempts. But if you don't pass, then you can retake the course and try again. But 20 questions, and you have an hour to take the test. Yeah. Just in case you're interested, I could add the link. If you might be.
The link is there.
Yeah.
I just checked in classroom.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me show. I will show where the link is. Just listening to you, I
may have put it because I was adding it.
Here it is. In big data.
Oh.
Is the, so
Yeah.
everything is here. That's why I'm saying there's too much here in big data.
Well, you put the course, the Watson Analytics course.
Yeah. Everything is here, and they are wonderful there. Just is time dedication as much as you can, and of course, whatever you find interesting and challenging, try to share with your colleague in classroom so we can learn together. The project you must have started. If not, just start now, because next week you will submit your proposal. Okay. The data set with which you are going to work, according, but for proposal, the instructions are in the classroom. This class, let me tell you, is not to make difficult for you, just to offer you as much as possible. So at the end of the day, you feel that you learn it a lot. This is the purpose of this class. It's a lot, but you have to dedicate time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, say some of it you can access later, right? After the class is over, you have access to the classroom for some time, right? I'm not sure how long it is. Because there are a lot of resources in the classroom, and sometimes when the class is over, if you have a little bit of leisure time, you can go back to content and see what else you may not have had time to master.
Yeah, it's another story. Also, you have the open door in Istio platform we were covering right now. What is required for the class is assignment, but you can go above and beyond as much time you have and as much as you can get. It's just your curiosity and interest. And fortunately, you have two instructors here and a TA. So if you have something beyond the required assignment and you are interested to learn more, just contact us.
And guys not sure what to do on assignment, I would recommend you need to ask questions before the assignment is due, because I've had cases when once the assignment is graded, somebody will tell me that they were not sure what needs to be done. So you need to ask before the assignment is due. I don't want you guys to be sitting and spinning wheels, so to speak. I want you to be asking questions. If something is not clear, ask. It will classmates also, okay?
Well, our question, I think we are at accelerate because it's like slow start, still not accumulated question, and I guess as soon as you learn more questions are going to come, and our discussion are going to be more, let's say, fruitful. More question. I don't see anything in the chat. I will say went hour and a half, and I hope this is helpful to everyone. I will stop the recording and wish you wonderful evening. Thanks to everyone for attending. Bye.
I said it's still recording.